Big good one here, and eventually we will like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, help promote and rank up my channel. So we're here to review the first episode of Invincible, an animated action adventure superhero in the style of Justice League meets The Boys. If you think of the Justice League or Justice League Unlimited animated series, think of that. Meets The Boys. The show is an adult animated series based on Skybound Image comic about a teenager whose father is the most powerful superhero on the planet. It's like being the son of Superman. And it's from Robert Kirkman, who's famous for The Walking Dead. He's pretty much become a household name. It's such a commercial success. And this, ironically, have Stephen Yeun voicing the main character. And it's also got J.K. Simmons. So it's got very strong voice acting, great animation, little details in there, and it just presents itself in such a way that it is a wholesome, family-oriented show that outdoes the relationship dynamics, and it outdoes a lot of the stuff they do in the live action stuff that could be considered silly. This one seems much more mature in that manner, while being an animated series focusing on wholesome family relationship values and stuff like that, and going off the rails and getting as brutal as The Boys are, more so in the latter half. It's quite an incredibly intriguing, potent combination. And let's talk about the positive. So Invincible is bright, colorful, lighthearted, presented in a captivating style of animation that reflects and respects its roots, its source material. It's family-oriented, feeling more mature than most superhero live-action content out there. Not the majority of it is very adult-heavy, but it focuses on family, father, and son bonding. The son coming into powers of his own, he's eager to be like his father, his hero. There are sequences of training, trying to get a handle on his powers, and it all comes incredibly sound. The approach is just a solid approach. The action, the quality, the humor. A set of clones arguing about which is the original. The father telling his son, it's like peeing your pants. You just need to learn to let go. Parents getting off-puttingly, awkwardly hot and heavy around their son. Funny stuff in there from Red Rush, the equivalent of Flash, about how normal conversations are so god-awful and boring because everything moves fast. Just all-around substance to everything. The humor, the father-son dynamic, the Justice League, the action, the music, the delivery of lines. The first episode makes this show truly seem invincible. I like it much better than shows like The Boys or Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The Boys can be a hit or miss for me. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so far, I've found pretty mundane in comparison. This is better than most live-action shows in terms of maturity, action, and surprise. And the back half of this first episode gets insanely brutal, shockingly so, and ends in a vicious, eerily dark, like, potentially traumatizing for small children, so fair warning, manner. And I would say that it makes the whole episode just seem kind of disturbingly uneven. However, it is fittingly closed off from the rest. And really, normally sometimes I have a personal bias section. If I had been familiar with this comic book, like, from the root, I don't know what departures they're taking, if any at all. I don't know how close to the source material it's being, how true to the source material it's being, but I can say that the animation does reflect the style of the comic I've seen, the art of the comic that I've seen, but I'm not familiar with the issues, so I won't have a personal bias section in this, and I won't have a negative section in this, because honestly, this shit is so good that I have nothing negative to say about it, except for one of the negatives is actually one of the positives, and that's what I'm talking about, where it gets disturbingly dark and brutal, and that could potentially be traumatizing for small children, because the rest of the episode is so wholesome with these relationships, the father-son dynamic, and even the mother and the son talking. There's just so much in there that's really great and really alluring for family men like me that have a bunch of small children in there. There are things in here that are really appealing. And I would have had that back closed off section of the first episode where it gets disturbingly dark. Had that not been included, I definitely would have let my son watch this with me, my oldest one. But as a result, as dark as it gets in that back half, it's a little too brutal for children. So that's one of the negatives, but it's also a positive. As a result, I have no negative section for this review. This show is insanely awesome as of this first episode, and I'm going to go straight into the review for the next episode. So, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff. If you're at all familiar with the source material, more so than me, then I want to hear your input about the departures they took in the comment section, and if they did anything that was like panel for panel accurate. Like, subscribe, share, comment, all that. This show is awesome. Stay tuned for that next review. Stay awesome. Rock on.